Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today, Employee Benefits webinar hosted by the Buffalo Niagara Partnership. My name is Moila Halimi, and I'm the Workforce Development Manager here at the Buffalo Niagara Partnership, the Regional Chamber of Commerce. I have two guests today, Katie O'Sullivan and Laura Smith from Buffalo Niagara Partnership. If you are involved with the Buffalo Niagara Partnership Employee Coalition, you've probably met Laura. Laura spearheads the efforts that we have here at the Buffalo Niagara Partnership. And my second guest is Katie O'Sullivan. Katie is the program manager with Go Buffalo Niagara, and also Katie is the co-chair of our Access and Transportation Working Group. Katie will talk about Go Buffalo Niagara's free and customized employee transportation benefits and the resources available through Go Buffalo Niagara. So Laura and Katie, thank you so much for being here today.
Sure, thank you for having us.
Before we begin today's presentation, a little housekeeping. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the question box in your GoToWebinar control panel. We'll have some time at the end of our webinar for a Q&A session. So we'll get started. Laura, I would like to start with you. Would you like to talk about Employ and specifically about Access and Transportation Working Group?
Sure, thanks, Moila. Quickly, Employ Buffalo Niagara is an industry-led collaboration working to close the skills gap and provide more effective pathways for employers to connect with individuals looking for careers. Employ Buffalo Niagara, in order to accomplish that goal, has identified some barriers that individuals face when they're trying to access these jobs in our community. Access and transportation to the jobs are part of that, or one of the barriers that the working group is trying to address. We do that by creating first mile, last mile solutions. In addition, the working group wants to market out and communicate to both employers, individuals, as well as agencies or entities that assist individuals getting to work with what some of the current resources are in the community. And the organization that Katie O'Sullivan is with, Go Buffalo Niagara, is a wealth of information for all of those groups to better understand how they can come up with supports and alternatives for folks to ensure that they've got reliable, easily accessible means to connect from their home or wherever to that place of employment. So I'll turn it over to Katie now to walk us through the PowerPoint presentation.
Great, thank you, Laura and Moila, and thanks to everyone on the line for joining and spending your lunch hour with us. So I'm going to talk about employee transportation benefits and the resources available through Go Buffalo Niagara. There are so many co-benefits and motivations for focusing on transportation options, and I'll get more into them in this presentation, but arguably what's most important to our region right now is the jobs access and workforce development piece that we're collaborating on with the Buffalo Niagara Partnership through the Employee Coalition. So I'm very glad to be involved and to be here today sharing the program with you. So these are the topics I'll cover in today's webinar. First, an overview of Go Buffalo Niagara, then the why for providing transportation options, what are the benefits for your company and employees. Then I'll talk about the resources and services that Go Buffalo Niagara offers, those that are offered by some partner mobility programs, and then we'd love to hear from you, wrapping up with a question and answer and discussion session. So who are we? We were currently funded by the New York State Department of Transportation as a part of the statewide program 501 New York Rideshare. And we started back in 2015 as an outgrowth of One Region Forward, a federally recognized plan for sustainable development. And local partners involved with that really saw the need for an umbrella program that supported all transportation modes in all parts of the region. The goal was really to scale up the success of a program at the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus called Go BNMC that was successful in addressing some access issues there. And so since then, we've established Go Buffalo Niagara as a regional transportation management association, which is a kind of association that pools together resources across public and private partners to solve the transportation issues they share in common. So in the downtown area, that could be things like traffic congestion and parking pressure, parking costs, but then in outerlying areas, that could be filling in gaps in the transit network to improve mobility. So Go Buffalo Niagara was incubated at the Greater Buffalo Niagara Regional Transportation Council starting in 2016 with a state grant. And in the current phase of the program under 5-in-1 New York Rideshare, we've moved over to Go Bike Buffalo in order to extend the work Go Bike has done with businesses to become more bicycle friendly and also to manage transportation demand and improve commute options. Other important partners for us that provide support and guidance are the NFTA, the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus, and of course the Buffalo Niagara Partnership. Who do we help? So we work directly with individuals, that's commuters and residents, in accessing the transportation options that meet their needs, whether that's the bus or light rail, finding a carpool, park and ride lots, ride-hailing services like taxis, Uber and Lyft, and the web of transportation services that are available to the general public. And then also some mobility services for populations with special needs, so that's older adults, individuals with disabilities, and veterans. We also work with employers and institutions like universities, as well as with property owners and managers on supporting their individual constituents. So that could be their employees, their students, tenants, visitors, and clients on improving access and mobility. So I'll talk a lot more about how we do this in the third section of the webinar on what we offer. But before that, a few words about the why. Why provide transportation options? I'm sure you appreciate and experience in your day-to-day operations how important reliable commuter transportation is for the success of your employees and your organization. Research from the Society of Human Resource Management shows that for employers, unplanned absences cost on average 7% of payroll in terms of lost productivity. And on the day of the unplanned absence, productivity drops 37% for the employee's replacement. So the impacts on attendance, recruiting, and turnover are very clear. For the employee, reliably getting to work on time is, of course, important to their success on the job. So in this section, I'm going to talk about other ways that providing a variety of transportation options benefits your workforce. This is moving beyond the expectation that each employee have their own vehicle or strive to have their own vehicle to commute to work each day, because everyone truly benefits from having more options that better fit their needs and lifestyle. There's a growing mountain of research that shows commuting by driving alone is one of the most significant drains on health and well-being in America today. Health measures like body mass index, blood pressure, cholesterol, they all get worse as commute distance increases, and those negative effects are mitigated by carpooling when employees share the ride and can relax, socialize, and build relationships across the organization with coworkers they might not otherwise interact with. Also, commuters who bike to work are 46% less likely to develop cardiovascular disease. Commuters who walk have 27% lower risk. And then commuters who take transit are 44% less likely to be overweight and are 27% less likely to have high blood pressure compared to those who drive alone. Last year, Erie County inventoried sources of greenhouse gas emissions in the community and found that transportation was the largest source at 41%. And the climate change outlook is growing more urgent and frankly pretty dire. You may have heard or seen about the recent US climate report as well as the international report in October that showed we're already seeing the consequences of 1 degree Celsius of global warming through more extreme weather and rising sea levels, which will have significant negative impacts on the economy. There's actually a headline in the New York Times today that said greenhouse gas emissions are accelerating like a speeding freight train in 2018. So aside from greenhouse gas emissions, air quality is also a major motivation for this work. The American Lung Association gave our region an F this year for ground level ozone, which can cause asthma and lung damage. There's a statewide program called Clean Air New York that works very closely with 5-in-1 New York Rideshare, and it recognizes companies as clean air champions for supporting sustainable transportation and cleaner air. So if you're interested in the Clean Air program and designation as a clean air champion, just get in touch with me and I'll connect you with more information and the program contact. So time spent driving and dealing with traffic, of course, detracts from work-life balance. The average Buffalo driver wastes 40 hours per year in rush hour traffic. That doesn't include the rest of the commute. That's just time spent sitting still or inching along in a traffic jam. 40 hours is an entire work week, right? That's a significant loss. And as our region grows and revitalizes, traffic volumes are only expected to increase. And then transportation's effect on work-life balance also factors into personal finances. So AAA estimates the average cost of owning and operating a personal vehicle is $8,900 per year in 2018. So that factors in maintenance and depreciation, but it's almost 30% of the median household income in the cities of Buffalo and Niagara Falls. Back in 2016, we surveyed commuters that were coming into downtown Buffalo, and we found that the most important factors for transportation decisions were time and money. And we also saw that there's a lot of room for improvement for existing commuter benefits programs. The largest group of employees had no commuter benefits at work, while the second largest group had subsidized parking in a company lot. And then 47% wanted a subsidized Metro Pass. So there's certainly demand for benefits that support a variety of transportation options. In the summer of 2017, we tested out commuter benefits with 5 downtown employers. The goals here in the downtown environment were to get people out of drive-alone commutes into other modes. Goals in other parts of the region would be different, but we offered the rewards highlighted in blue to anyone who carpooled, took transit, walked, or biked to work. So those rewards were a free guaranteed ride home if an unexpected situation came up, a swag bag and raffles for anyone who tracked their commute trips, free memberships to Ready Bike Share and Go Buffalo, a free 7-day transit pass to give transit a try, and then a rewards card for signing up for a monthly transit pass. So overall, employees were very happy with the program. Most said the rewards were great as they were. We asked what else they would have wanted. The most requested reward that we were not able to offer at that time was a discounted monthly Metro Pass, which came up in the survey as well. So highlighted here are the participating employers on the left: Delaware North, Inspire Dental, Hyatt Regency, City Hall, and Hudson Russ. And on the right are the metrics on the program's impact and comments from participants. So people saw an increase in coworkers ditching the car, they're rethinking their commute, saying the little incentives really do work. They learned about the bus system and are no longer worried about taking it. They switched after giving transit a try and started walking to work and love it. So again, the goals and strategies in outer lying areas that are not well served by transit will of course be different than here in the downtown environment, but the key takeaway is really that the positive impacts on employees' lives and satisfactions will be really consistent when they're supported through the pain points of their commute. So what do we offer? Go Buffalo Niagara has 3 tiers of business services that we offer to employers, institutions, and property owners. I'll go into a lot more detail on each of these tiers, so this is just an overview. We offer a base level of complementary services across Erie and Niagara counties through outreach and online tools that educate and promote available transportation options. Then above the free services, we offer additional professional services on a one-off or a la carte basis for a fee that scales with needs and scope. And then we offer annual memberships above that, which package together services and commuter benefits. And in this section, the URLs at the bottom of each slide will be where you can find more information on each of these services. So first, outreach. Our outreach is free and open to any employer or institution in Erie or Niagara counties. We can come on site and educate employees about their transportation options in a variety of ways. We can do a lunch and learn presentation or a commuter class. We can table as a part of a benefits fair or a standalone event. We provide one-on-one assistance to commuters and customize promotional materials according to what transportation services are available at that site. And then we also do outreach in the community at various events, especially around Earth Month in April. Dump the Pump Day is in June. It's sponsored by the American Public Transportation Association, and World Car Free Day happens each September. For online tools, the Go Buffalo Niagara website is a one-stop source of information on all the transportation options in the region. There's a directory of services and a series of tools for commuters, like interactive maps for planning trips, finding transit routes, bike parking. There are links to free mobile apps to make it easier to navigate all of these options. There's a link to the National Bike Index Registry to prevent theft, and also our regional rideshare portal, which I'll cover in more detail over the next few slides. But you can think of the Go Buffalo Niagara website as a sort of clearinghouse or directory for transportation options. The rideshare portal is a platform for employees to find rideshares and other transportation options for their commutes. The portal is linked from the Go Buffalo Niagara homepage if you click on the green arrow there, or if you navigate to the carpool page. You can also get to it from the 511 New York rideshare.org website from regional resources, and you can click on Erie or Niagara counties on the state map. And users create an account that's linked to their email address and can edit their commute preferences in their profile to find rideshare. These are a series of slides about the ride-sharing tool, and in this series of slides, I'm going to walk through a few screens on the portal to give you a sense of how it works. So this screen shows rideshare search preferences for a guy named John Doe. He lives on Hurdle Avenue and works in downtown Buffalo. He's looking for a rideshare within 3 miles of his home and 2 miles of work. And he's willing to ride or drive in the rideshare because he currently drives, but he's looking to take a break sometimes, split the expensive parking costs in downtown Buffalo. And these are his search results, 9 potential matches. I cut the list off at 4 to show on this screen, but the map shows where those potential carpool matches are. Purple is their home location and red is their work location. However, it's important to note those locations are just the zip code. They're not precise, so there's a level of privacy there. He can see the work schedule of his matches, their carpool and vanpool preferences, and whether they're interested in bike buddies. So on the ride match search results, your name only shows up as your first name and your last initial. That's the default settings. You could certainly limit your first name if you prefer to an initial. And you can also choose whether you want your email address or your phone number, or even neither, to be visible to potential matches. Because the portal allows you to message potential matches within the portal itself without knowing their email address. So it's really flexible. You don't have to put any contact information out there if you're not comfortable. On the portal, you can choose to be matched in emergencies only, which are events declared by the state when travel conditions are poor. So this is a really great option if you don't want to carpool regularly, but you'd like to have that option to catch a ride during extreme weather or other emergencies. Riders can choose only to match with coworkers within their own organization, or they can search the entire statewide database. The portal also has a real-time map with weather and road condition information and data from traffic cameras across the state, so that you can avoid congested areas and accidents that might delay your commute, or some nasty weather that might slow you down. There's a statewide park and ride map that helps with coordinating carpools and pickups and has information on the kinds of amenities available at each park and ride, whether there's a permit or fee required, transit service available, and number of parking spaces. The trip planner allows you to plan your commute by transit with some special search functions beyond what you can get in Google Maps. So you can choose bus only, train only, walk or bike, and then also bike to transit. The portal is connected to a trip tracker, which you can use on your browser in the portal as a calendar tab, or you can download a mobile app. So you can track your commute trips over time, and it's really nice to see your impact add up in terms of cost savings, emissions, or calories burned if you're walking and biking. And this is a really great tool for employee challenges, getting them to track their trips for health impacts or environmental impacts, and recognizing the high achievers. Alternatively, we can pull reports from the trip tracker at any time and let you know results from a short-term campaign or on an ongoing basis. It's a great tool for commute challenges. The regional Go Buffalo Niagara rideshare portal is open to anyone, but we can also develop customized portals for individual organizations, such as the University of Buffalo, which is shown here on the left, or for groups of organizations that form a district. For example, the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus is a group of 9 member institutions and other businesses just north of downtown. And they share the Go BNMC program that I mentioned earlier, as well as this custom portal for the campus on the right. So these portals have a customized look and feel, but they do retain the core functions for ride sharing that I talked about earlier, like finding a ride share, the online maps and trip tracker, and the trip planner. But what is customized is the branding and messaging. So we can embed company social media feeds, add local information on your transportation options, your own graphics and maps, and highlight special amenities at your site, like lockers or indoor bike parking. So all of the services and tools I've covered so far are available to you and your employees at no cost, courtesy of 511 New York Rideshare and the sponsorship of the New York State Department of Transportation. And on top of those services, Go Buffalo Niagara offers additional for-fee services, we call them a la carte, in partnership with Go Bike Buffalo, that provide a higher level of support to organizations that desire it. So this includes in-depth site assessments of transportation and access needs that recommend strategies for commuter programs and amenities with a timeline and budget for implementation. So the site assessment and plan functions as a really detailed roadmap to guide your organization towards your goals for employee access and mobility. Then telework or remote working arrangements is a really powerful benefit for certain types of roles, allowing employees to work at home, from a coffee shop or another comfortable workspace 1 or more days per week. And even just a flexible schedule policy can really boost morale and productivity by accommodating changes in schedule or transportation. But crafting a policy for telework or flexible scheduling that really fits with your organization's workflow and culture can be a bit tricky. So we provide assistance in developing those policies for you. We can also install bicycle parking, customized with almost any design you can think of. You can get real whimsical with shapes and colors in your logo with bike parking. Commuter kiosks are stand-up or wall-mounted kiosk displays in a lobby or some other high-traffic area that provides access and transportation information through maps, schedules, brochures, other resources. They can be customized and designed and also have touch screens that are internet connected that offer even more information at your fingertips. We help property owners craft leases that ensure future tenants will follow set strategies to enhance site access and manage transportation demand and options. And this is particularly helpful for meeting the requirements of the Green Code, the City of Buffalo's relatively new zoning ordinance. And to that end, we also prepare the transportation demand management plans that are required under the Green Code for most new developments and major renovations in the city to pass major site plan review with the planning board. So business membership is the next tier up. It bundles together a set of services and commuter benefits to provide the greatest value to employers. And again, this is beyond the free services I covered earlier that are available region-wide. So membership is available to both employers and property owners. I'll focus in this presentation on the employer side. And this slide highlights the main benefits to employers and organizations. And then the next slide is going to cover the commuter benefits included with membership. So for employers, the transportation benefit assessment recommends strategies and benefits based on your needs. It includes a bicycle parking assessment and quote, as well as support for pursuing national designations like best workplaces for commuters and bicycle-friendly business. Then commuter classes and on-site outreach are available without membership, but they're guaranteed once per quarter with membership. Employees have access to a transportation coordinator for one-on-one assistance with their commute, either through the Go Buffalo Niagara program, or if desired, we can train 1 or more of your staff to provide that assistance on site. And then through a baseline and then annual survey of employees' commute habits, we provide reporting on the impact of the program and progress towards your access and transportation goals while collecting really valuable feedback from your workforce. And then we also work with you to develop digital and print outreach materials for your program, like new hire packets and orientations, as well as site maps. Your rideshare portal can be either customized for your company, or you can use a general Go Buffalo Niagara member portal. And through that portal is how employees sign up for commuter benefits, which I'll get into in the next slide here. So these are the direct benefits of business membership available to employees or for tenants, for property owners. And again, employees register for these through a rideshare portal, and Go Buffalo Niagara takes care of it. There's really no administrative burden on your end. So guaranteed ride home is kind of like commuter insurance. It gives anyone who signs up and takes transit, carpools, walks, or bikes a free ride home in case of an emergency or some other unexpected situation that affects their commute. And that provides a lot of peace of mind. It functions on a reimbursement basis, so employees can use any taxi company, Uber, Lyft, whatever it is that they prefer or need in that moment to get them home. And then they submit their receipt within 7 days of their ride and have a choice to receive their reimbursement via check or PayPal. Go Buffalo Niagara will cover up to $50 per ride, and each employee can use the service up to 4 times per calendar year. Through membership to Go Buffalo Niagara, you will receive business membership to Go Bike Buffalo, which gives you 2 free individual memberships for employees to Go Bike, and then 10% off memberships and events after that. Members are enrolled in the Bicycle Benefits Program, which gives them discounts at businesses across the city of Buffalo. Employees receive 20% off monthly or annual memberships to Ready Bike Share. And then anyone who registers in the portal, not just employees of business members, can get a 5 to 10% discount with enterprise car rentals or car share. This is through an agreement with 501 New York Ride Share. The car share with enterprise is not available in Buffalo. It's in New York, Philadelphia, and a few other cities, but you can use that discount if you're traveling. And then of course, the car rental discount is available here in Buffalo with enterprise. And then finally, employees or businesses that use the Trip Tracker app that I mentioned earlier are automatically entered into monthly raffles for a flexible gift card they can redeem at the store of their choice. And each trip that they track submits another entry into the monthly raffle. So the more they engage and participate, the higher their likelihood of winning the raffle. So that's business membership. The annual fee scales from $200 for small companies with 10 employees or less up to a cap of $5,000 for 500 employees or more. And while membership represents a bundle, we can certainly customize it for you if you're only interested in 1 or 2 benefits. For example, guaranteed ride home. We want to create a package that's optimal for your organization and your employees. So that's an overview of Go Buffalo Niagara. Again, we're an umbrella program that supports a broad set of transportation options and service providers. So next, I'll talk about some individual partners that offer their own mobility programs and services for businesses, and these each focus on a particular transportation mode. So the NFTA, our region's public transportation provider, offers some programs that save money both for employees and the company. MetroPerk is the NFTA's program for pre-tax commuter benefits, and any employer can participate. So the fare of $75 for a monthly fee, or for a monthly pass, is taken out of the employee's paycheck before taxes in your payroll system, or you can contract with a third-party benefits provider, like WageWorks is one example. For an employee with a median income and tax bracket of about 28% with federal and state combined, that's a discount of $22 per month or $260 per year for the employee. And then the company saves about 8% or $70 per year on FICA taxes per employee. So that's MetroPerk. The Corporate Pass program is a bulk discount extension of MetroPerk. So for organizations that do the pre-tax benefit with MetroPerk and order at least 25 passes per month for employees, they can get a $10 discount per pass from the NFTA if they match that discount with at least another $10. But you can certainly provide a bigger discount than the $10 match, or maybe even pay for the remaining cost of the pass, so it's free to employees. But at the minimum, discount, this program brings the monthly cost to employees down to $55 before taxes and down to $40 accounting for tax savings. So that's almost 50% off full price. In addition to public transportation, the Metro bus and rail, there are other mobility programs that you can take advantage of. If you're interested in any of these, just get in touch with me and I'll connect you with the program contact. So Ready Bike Share offers several levels of business membership with discounts for employees, on-site education and assistance, and you can also sponsor a Ready Rack at your location for employees to use for meetings, lunch breaks, or commuting. They're very convenient. They're all over the city of Buffalo. Once an employee has a membership, they just pay a very small per minute fee for riding. The bikes are also very comfortable. Personal testimonial, I have my own bike, but honestly use the Ready bikes more just because they're so comfortable and I don't lugging my own bike around. Then Go Buffalo offers varying levels of business memberships. Again, Go Buffalo Niagara bundles basic business membership to Go Bike and Ready Bike Share. But if you want to focus specifically on bicycle friendliness, the higher levels of Go Bike membership provide bigger employee discounts, office tutorials, and bicycle parking assessments, and of course, recognition in Go Bike's public-facing communications. Zipcar is a car share service where employees can use the cars for a very low hourly fee that covers gas and insurance. There are hubs right now at the medical campus, Allentown, the Elmwood Village, Buffalo State College, and UB North Campus. And then Enterprise is the largest van pool provider in North America. I spoke a bit about van pooling in the section on the rideshare portal, but it's a particularly great solution for areas that aren't served by transit, for longer distance commutes and consistent schedules like shift work. So it's an arrangement where commuters rent a van for a monthly fee that varies based on the vehicle, the mileage, and the number of commuters. Splitting the cost will also affect the expense. And like the pre-tax transit benefit, van pool benefits or van pool expenses qualify for tax deductions up to $265 per employee per month starting in 2019. It was $260 for 2018. So those are our mobility partners, and this is my contact information. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me at any time. And I think now we're going to transition into question and answer.
This is great information, Katie. Thank you so much. Now let's go ahead and take some time for questions. Please be sure to type your questions into the question box in your control panel. It seems like we have a few questions so far, but if I may, I would like to start with a question that I have. Katie, I understand that there's a special commuter perks promotion that Go Buffalo Niagara is offering to any commuter through the end of the year. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, thanks, Marlon, for asking. So this commuter perks program is in partnership with 501 New York Rideshare, and it offers anyone who tracks their trips in the trip tracker, which you can either use in the portal or you can download the mobile app. If you track at least 10 trips through the end of December, you'll automatically receive a $10 reward card. There are dozens of brands that you can choose to spend the reward card on. It's distributed via email. So that's a really great way to test out these commuter incentives with your employees by pointing them towards that program. They can learn more at gobuffaloniagara.org/commuter-perks. You can maybe type that into the chat box so that people can go to it to check it out. But again, through the end of December, anyone who tracks at least 10 commute trips, and also anyone who refers a friend to the Go Buffalo Niagara Rideshare portal can receive a $10 reward card.
Oh, that's great. So we have one of the questions that our listeners is asking. They are asking, didn't the IRS change the tax deduction rules for commuter benefits recently? And how does that affect what employee benefits that companies are able to offer?
So nothing has really changed from the employee side for pre-tax transit, van pool, and parking benefits. Up to $265 in 2019 per month. But one thing that did change with the 2017, the reform that happened at the end of 2017 affecting this year 2018 is that employers are no longer able to deduct any employer-paid subsidies for transit or parking from their corporate income taxes as a business expense. But the corporate income tax rate was lowered in 2018 from 35% to 21%, and you can still save about 8% on FICA through the pre-tax deduction. Tax reform unfortunately did eliminate a former benefit called the bicycle commuter benefit. So under that, employees were able to exclude up to $20 per month from taxes for bike-related expenses, and then employers could provide up to $20 per month as a fringe benefit and deduct that from their corporate income taxes. That unfortunately is no longer available.
Okay, so our next question, Laura, is for you. They're asking, could you talk more about how the Employee Access and Transportation Working Group is working to address transportation barriers in the region?
Sure. So as I mentioned in the opening, that part of the charge of the working group is to look at solutions for employers and commuters for getting to work from home or school or another job. And so in our community, there are employers that are located outside of heavily utilized or frequently running services through the NFTA routes. So what our working group is looking at is by partnering with the NFTA and Go Buffalo Niagara and employers in the region, modeling out how we can use what we're calling hub locations to better utilize the existing strong routes provided by NFTA to connect employers to those candidates with what is commonly called first mile, last mile solutions. And rideshare companies can provide a vehicle, no pun intended, to help employers connect from or individuals connect from those hubs to their place of employment. And Lyft, a rideshare company, is also working with us in the working group to do that. So we've identified employers that are going to pilot this potential solution and are working to get their shift information on those three major employers in the community. And we're just starting the process now of sending out surveys to commuters to make sure that we're including all of the dynamics of an individual's ride to work, whether that involves a school trip, a daycare trip, etc. So you can check out more of the progress of this at the employee website, which is www.thepartnership.org/employ, and you can get up to their date information on that, as well as signing up for our newsletter for continual updates.
Yeah, and we can follow up with an email with that information as well. So Katie, let's say that, can you say a little more about the recognition program that you mentioned, like best workplaces for commuters, bicycle-friendly businesses, and clean air champions?
Sure. So Best Workplaces for Commuters is a national recognition program for employers that offer outstanding commuter benefits according to the national standards of excellence they've developed. So the requirements are that you provide at least one primary commuter benefit, like $30 per month towards a transit pass as an example, or a significant telework program. And then also guaranteed ride home, which is available through Go Buffalo Niagara membership, and then some supporting benefits like carpool matching. So again, that's at the national level for general commuter benefits. And then bicycle-friendly businesses is a program of the League of American Cyclists, and it recognizes businesses at bronze, silver, gold, and platinum levels and provides national recognition and press. Cycling is becoming increasingly popular, especially here in Buffalo with our bicycle master plan and ever-growing network of bicycle lanes. It's really wonderful to see. So the bicycle-friendly business designation is a wonderful way to support that bicycle-friendly brand for our community. And then the Clean Air New York Champion program is a statewide program, sort of a sister of 511 New York Rideshare, and participating organizations agree to at least one commuter program action and one communication and promotion action to support sustainable transportation options that help to clear the air. So champions receive public recognition through a certificate, the 511 New York Rideshare website and quarterly newsletter, and then ongoing support from the state's team of transportation experts. And these designations, I think, really do matter. There was a Deloitte study that found that 64% of executives found that corporate social responsibility efforts like these designations really did produce a tangible contribution to the company's bottom line. And then another study by PricewaterhouseCoopers found that 88% of millennials prefer working for organizations that have corporate social responsibility initiatives. So
yeah, that's great.
It really is a benefit.
Great. So let's say that there isn't a bus line that reaches a company, or if there's a safe infrastructure for working or biking. Is there a commuter benefits program that would help those employees?
Yeah, so regardless of where a work site is located and the transportation options that are available right at that site, supporting employees with carpooling to split commuting costs, finding ride shares, having more flexible schedules, discounts to use ride-hailing services from a bus line like the first last mile solutions that Laura was talking about.
Right.
That's all going to support employees regardless of their situation and improve their commutes, their quality of life, and the productivity of the organization.
Great. So it looks like we covered all of the questions. I will go back and make sure that if we missed any questions, we will get back to you. And our emails are here on the screen. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and have a great day. Bye.